Hey guys, Tony the Soy Sass, and welcome to our Wednesday Smokers Panel Live. I believe today's Wednesday. I might be wrong because tomorrow is Juneteenth. So and like Juneteenth is not even like a happy Juneteenth kind of thing, but I hope you get the day off. So today we don't have anything on the agenda today per se. So I figure I use this time to continue the search for the next blend and to compare. I figure why not smoke a Chipotle? Like, did I just try to say Chipotle? Chimoli, Chimoli Dynasty. I believe this is some sort of robusto. I'm gonna see if they have. There you go. They do have robusto. So, robusto says this is 5x50. Wrapper is Ecuadorian Corojo, and the binder is San Andreas, and filler is Dominican and Nicaraguan. I think somebody mentioned a few episodes ago that to use like a Mexican San Andreas filler or something like that. And after I just happen to want to have one of these, which has Corojo wrapper and a San Andreas binder kind of thing, so that I can get an idea what taste of how that is or how that is come to be, something like that. So we'll give that a try today. All right, so Chimoli, there we go, and let's get that going. Today is just a weird day. Today is just a weird day. Get you. Let me get smoking. So anybody who joined us, let me know what you're smoking today. Let's all study together. Let's all study together. Here we go. Why can't I get to it? Here you go. All right. So since last time we'll have some streaming issue, this time I want to make sure to see that everything's okay. Yeah, I can hear myself. So I guess that everything is okay. Everything is a-okay. All right. So that's okay. What is that? What is that? Oh, okay. All right. All right. So let's get started smoking. Put that in. Close that. Obviously, I don't have a third person today to tell me if the chat stopped, but if the chat stopped, the chat stops. Okay. Cut and light. Why is it like that? Hmm. It's like woodsy, berry, dry fruit kind of taste. That's all I taste right now. Hey, Sosa, what's going on, man? Today we'll continue the search of the next best thing. Try out tobacco leaves. Hi, long live the Tibbers. All right. So, as you know, I'm gonna continue to search for the next biggest thing in terms of tobacco. So the only best way to do it is to smoke other tobacco that has the best combination and learn from that. And today, We're smoking a Chimole Dynasty Robusto because it's got an interesting combination, right? It's got an Ecuadorian Corojo wrapper and the binder is San Andreas. So it'll be interesting to see how that tastes like. Hey Joey, cuz what is that? It's peppery. It's peppery. What it is? The filler is Dominican and Nicaraguan, so I'm gonna ignore the filler. I'm just really gotta see how this Ecuadorian Corojo kind of performs, and the San Andreas binder performs. Very peppery, very woodsy, kind of like muted pepper. All it tastes is like pepper, basically. There's a little bit of sweetness, but for Corojo, sweetness is kind of light. All right, that just tastes like barnyard, like poop, dry, dry yellow poop smell. Yeah, some baking spice, some mineral. Sounds like on the next cigar, how is sounds like onto the next cigar. How is the burn? This one a little bit tight, tighter than I want, but like I don't think I can. I don't think I can help it. I don't think I can help it. I can squeeze it. It's not cracking yet, so a few alter ego. I have not smoked that one. I have not smoked that one. And for those people who just started joining us, we made a Shadow Smoke Legion cigar Instagram. So we're gonna post a cigar like just that brand related stuff onto that Instagram. So if you have Instagram, please go join that Instagram. The tag is SSL Cigars. SSL Cigars. So if you go look for SSL Cigars on Instagram, you should be able to find it. Make sure to follow that because that's like the first place that we post the information if we decide to do the next biggest thing. Okay, I kind of have something made for it. It's just not ready yet. It's just not ready yet. There was a person asking me about what I think about the people that's carrying our cigar right now. Right now we have four. Yeah, we have four places that carries our cigar. And it might be more, it might be less. I don't know. Um, and the next place that I'm focusing on is more international. So places that's outside the US. I have trip coming up, and that will be something that I focus on is to bring that to the rest of the world, basically, or the other side of the world. And those people who supported us, the company that decided to take us as a brand uh, this time, will definitely um, repay that trust. So the person that the company that it's like go without saying, right? Anybody company that carries us uh will get the first dip on information on samples on stuff like that for the next biggest thing if we decide to do it. But it will be like trust based. Somebody asked about that, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like since they decided to take a risk on us this time, they will get the benefit of having the next biggest thing before anybody else next time. Sounds kind of arrogant, but it's not. It's just it's our way to repay the trust. Like they trust us, we trust them. Kind of thing. Hey, right guy. Because our brand, I think, as you know, Shadow Smoke's Legions is a lot about loyalty, a lot about trust, a lot about confidence and faith. Um, if somebody have that to us, some like people who give us a try become was our supporter, we pay back the same respect. It's mutual. So I want people to know that. That's usually the case. Thanks, Peter. And obviously, positive reviews out there. Want to say big thanks to those people who posted a review because it does take time to smoke the cigar, put the reviews together, whether or not they were good, they're bad. Not everybody have the same palate, so you're not gonna get a perfect review out there every single one of them. So I appreciate all the reviews that's out there because it takes time to do that. And obviously, our cigar is kind of like finicky. It's kind of like bipolar, dual personality kind of thing. Um, you can barely hear me. My thing shows like it's wicked loud, wicked loud. Is that better? Wicked loud on my side. I don't know if I can make it any louder. Yeah. So um yeah, like I said, the cigar has like weird personality. So some like that cigar being in a different situation, smoking it is different. So I always tell people that if you smoke outside, it's different than smoking inside. So those people who recorded their review outside, it's got to have a different experience of people who smoked it inside. And those people who smoked it kind of wet, it's got to have a very different experience than those people who smoked it very dry. So like I appreciate those people who actually went out their way to buy the cigar first and then tried it. And first is or even receive it from Eric afterward. They are come in literally two very strange set of humidity, and they smoke different. So, how dry is the humidity best for the to smoke the cigar? You talking about ambient humidity, or you talking about the cigar humidity? Relative humidity on the cigar, ambient, or storage? Like there is all different. You shouldn't have to pay that much attention to it, to be honest, because ambient humidity is something you can't control based on the weather. But I'm gonna tell you something. Is that the cigar? What we're doing to the cigar is burning the cigar, right? Burning, and to burn anything, you want it as dry as possible, right? You wouldn't want to burn wet tree, right? When I set things on fire, you wouldn't want to set wet things on fire. So you want it dry, and for cigar, for at least for ITS, 65%. Some of my cigars at home, I smoke even drier because what you're smoking is not. You don't want to smoke the water, right? You're not smoking the water. The water just steam. Okay, and that's not what you want. You want to smoke the oil, the burn of the oil on the leaf. So the least amount of water, the better. But based on the temperature that you're in, if it's not extreme, it's fine. We're talking about extremes, right? If it's like 10 degrees, right? 10 degrees, then it really matters. Or like when it's like 150, 120 degrees, then it matters, right? You don't want to smoke your cigar when it's too cold. You don't want to smoke the cigar when it's too hot. If you gotta smoke it cold, make sure the cigar is properly warmed up before you smoke it. and you want to smoke it when it's hot, make sure the cigar has accustomed to that same temperature before you smoke it, because that way it doesn't explode. Right? The reason why you need the moisture in there is so that it doesn't crack. You just need enough moisture in there so it doesn't crack. And usually, even at 55%, it won't crack. All right, 55%, it won't crack. But cigar will expand due to heat and cold, so that's what makes it crack. All right, we have Eric showed up. Put him on screen. Boom. So what Eric you missed is basically I was explaining to first I thank everybody who make those reviews. There's some of the reviews start coming out. Peter congratulate us on the positive reviews out there, so I say that we appreciate them. Okay, and then the next thing was Tim asked about the humidity on the cigar, and I want to tell them that it's as dry as possible. You just need some humidity so it doesn't crack. All right, and Arizona is dry, so 65 and below is okay. You need at least 55 because lower than that it's gonna crack. But 50s, okay. 60s, very good. 70, too much. It's just humid. All right. Just imagine you walk into a 70% humidor. It's just humid. Dry box for a couple of minutes. Dry box for a minimum of a couple hours before smoking. That really depends how dry your box is, right? I think that if you got a dry box, couple days. Give it a couple days if you got a dry box. If you gotta get to the ambient temperature, you want to be on the table. All right. So if you're gonna go smoke outside it's like 10 degrees, which rarely happens in Arizona. You want to put your cigar near a heater fan for a little bit. Let the outside to be a certain temperature so it's expanded already, so that when you smoke it, outside isn't gonna explode, and because of the inside temperature. Right? And if outside is really, really hot, it's gonna be mushy. It's gonna be soft. So you might want to get a little bit drier before you smoke it. Humidor is set at 65. Okay. When a humidor is set at 65, it does not mean 65. Okay. If the humidor is set at 65, usually cases, it means it's gotta be at 67 or less. 67 or so. What happened is when you have a humidor that has an active humidity system, it kicks on and the thing tests humidity every so often. But the humidity is not even. Some part of it is less, some part is more. So it will keep kicking it until the thermostat sets at 65. At 65, it means this part is 67, this part is 66. It's like an average. Relative humidity is average at a certain temperature. So when you set at 65 at 70 degrees, it's not the same as 65 at 60 degrees. So they are different. Just keep in mind. So when you have something like 65 degrees and 65%, that's the same thing as 70 degrees at 59 or 60%. There's a difference. So temperature dictates the total volume of the percentage. I explained this before. Think of relative humidity as a bottle of water, right? So let's say this bottle is the temperature. This water inside is the humidity, right? So right now, this is roughly 65% of the water in this bottle, right? 65% in this bottle. And let's say this is 70%. 70%, right? Let's say this is 65%, but 70 degrees. So 70 degrees, air has this much volume to hold this much water. And this is 65% of 70 degrees. So when you drop temperature, it's like the bottle got smaller. So 70 degrees drop to 65 degrees. Now you don't have this volume. Now all of a sudden, this amount of water is actually more percentage-wise. Now it's 70%, right? So when you drop the temperature to 60 degrees, now it's even less. So the water might be, now it's at 80%. So think of it as temperature is the volume, and then the humidity, relative humidity, is the amount of water within that volume. So the temperature dictates that volume. So it's not the same. So that's why they tell you 70%, 70 degrees, 70%, because that's a set amount of volume, a set amount of water. When you change the temperature, it goes down. So at 65 degree, the volume is actually less. So you actually have less water in there. Does that make sense? So let's say it's a smaller bottle, you need less water to fill it up. So when you have a smaller bottle at 65%, that's actually less water. The temperature is 65, and then the percent is 62. Once you set the temperature to 70, that 62% is actually less. It might do the conversion. I don't have the conversion in my head right now. I can look it up for you guys. Okay, so this chart, although is on Celsius, but it shows you this curve. All right, so 70% humidity is different on variety of temperatures. So 70 is roughly 22, right? But once you drop to 65, now it's different. Once you drop down, it's different, right? You see that? As it goes down, the temperature, that level of the same, like the yellow, now it's comfortable. Now it's comfortable, right? Now it's comfortable. So you can see the green is comfortable. So you can see the volume goes up, even though the temperature goes down. I mean, not the total amount goes up, even though the temperature goes down. So because the volume is less, so it's actually more comfortable. All right. So you gotta convert on this chart, basically. The temperature versus the relative humidity. As the temperature gets higher, the humidity is actually higher in the same amount. So you can find this chart online, and you can just kind of even it out a little bit. For me, 65 to 65 is totally fine. 65 degrees on 65% is totally fine. 60 to 65 is totally fine too. So just keep in mind at 70 degrees, 50%, that's your bottom line. Anything above that is fine. Internal cigar will be fine. But if you want to make sure the cigar smokes good, keep it between 65 and 55. Okay. Okay. So, any more questions? And I was so Eric, before you get on, I was talking about how I feel that the trust of the shop that carry our cigar, it goes on beyond this cigar. I say if we make a next cigar, the shop that trusted us to get our cigar will get the next. They will get to know the next thing before anybody else. So that's what I'm saying. We'll work closely with them, and everybody should follow the SSL Cigars Instagram. Martin, can you do the work? Only the yeah, oily cigar needs less humidity for storage and smoking, in my opinion. Yeah, because oil and water don't mix, and they don't mix well. So what's new, man? Wait, you just got home from work? Do you get busy on Juneteenth?
When is Juneteenth? When is Juneteenth?
Tomorrow.
I don't know. I haven't, like I said, I never know that was a holiday.
It's a holiday. It's a holiday. Let's see. I got it. You can't hear him at all. How about now? Well, microphones has an issue today. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Eric, can you test the microphone? 1, 2, 3.
Got a leaf blower going on, so.
Oh, there we go. So today I'm smoking the Chimoli Dynasty because it's got an interesting combo. It's got an Ecuadorian Corojo, and it's got a San Andreas binder. And right now it tastes kind of muted. It's just pepper. Pepper and some sort of like a berry sweetness, but it's so muted that the pepper washes out. The pepper washes out. They don't even show on chat box. Yeah, they was on regular chat, not the top chat. I got him. The HVC 10th La Rosa has a great combo. 10th La Rosa. Guys, if you smoked a cigar and you feel like it was an interesting combo that I should study, you let me know. I'll try to smoke it and see if we can study that. I think the best way to figure out what kind of wrapper is good is to at least have an idea what combo is good. Cause like Eric, you probably remember this when we go blend the cigar. We tested so many cigars before we get there, right? We were smoking and smoking before we got there. Like the night before, we were talking about all kind of different variation of combos. We got there, we give them the wrong information. We give the one part of information that they don't really need, and the part of the information they need, they didn't get. I'm gonna slump. Last 5 cigar has been a bust. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's you. You know, it has to do with temperature too, like the weather and stuff like that. Like we've been raining like every freaking day, so the cigar kind of tastes sad. So is your leaf blower guy gotta like? Why was the leaf blower guy blowing like this at this late at night? Go out there and kick him. Go out there, kick him, so we can have a conversation. Jeez. So yeah, if you guys know, no luck, my RH outside's been crazy. Yeah, it's the weather's been crazy. The weather's been crazy, and I think that not only it affects your cigar, it actually affects your mood. Right? Some people does like have a better mood when they see rain. But if I see rain like freaking 70% of the time or 90% of the time, it gets depressing. It gets quite depressing. New knuckle sandwich release are pretty good. I plan to try that the knuckle sandwich puro. That one interests me a lot. And tomorrow I'm gonna buy the Camacho limited release. That release tomorrow, so I'm gonna buy that too. I'm gonna order that too. So that's the two that I plan to smoke. Are you back?
Yeah. Now.
The Conor McGregor, I did a review on it. It's a little bit of, I would say, underwhelming. I don't know. Whenever I smoke a cigar that has something to do with a fighter or something like that, I would think that it's gotta be crazy strong, but they're usually light. Kind of weird. But back to that conversation, Eric. So you remember like what we're talking about, right? The night before, we're talking about it. The day before, that even the day after. After the first day, we came back and we kind of rethink what we thought about the combos, the blends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the only way to do that is to have something in your mind, and kind of like, okay, this is what we're gonna try. You can't go in there blind. You have to go there with some idea, like what is. So basically, decide what wrapper we gotta have first, and then go from there. Wrapper and binder more important. Filler is just after the fact.
Yeah, I don't think filler is not important. Filler is it's the binder and wrapper is important. But
Yeah.
overall, the whole cigar is important. It just the filler have they just have a job. The binder and wrapper are like supervisor and boss.
Well, I mean, like we call it filler for that reason, right? It's filler. It's there to fill it up. So we need to figure out the wrapper and the binder first. And the thing about the wrapper and binder is that if you change one thing, it's a totally different cigar. You change the wrapper, totally different cigar. You change the binder, now it's a totally different characteristic. Why are you smoking that's giving you that face, man?
Smoking one of my favorite stick.
But it's giving you a weird face.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not tasting right today.
The retro is kind of sour.
Well, that's weird. Yeah. So for those people who want to know about the blending, wrapper goes first. You go in there, decide what kind of cigar you gotta have. The wrapper goes first. So if you go in there and say, I want a core, obviously you have the 3 wrapper set. You're like, I want a Connecticut, I want a Habano, I want a Maduro. And there's only so many selection for Maduro. There's only so much selection for Habano. And even less of selection for Connecticut. And once you decide that, now you decide the binder. What's got to hold it together? What's got to help that whole thing? So think of this way, right? So the wrapper, the binder, and the filler is like Tony, Eric, and the team. Tony, Eric, and the team. Does that make sense? So if Tony decided to go with a different partner, so it's Tony and someone else in the team, the cigar changes. It's not gonna be the same cigar, right? ITS is the way it is because Tony, Eric, and the team. If it's Tony, Lewis, and the team, it would taste like a Casa Cueva. If Tony, Eric Espinosa, and the team, it'll be Espinosa. It'll be a very peppery taste. If Tony Oliva in the team, it's gonna taste like a V. Would that make sense?
Am I really echoing?
No,
Yeah, okay.
I'm not hearing echo. So Yeah, it could be. I mean, both. You have the same amount of wrapper as to binder, believe it or not. You have the same because the wrapper is outside, the binder is literally holding whatever that's inside is the entire thing. So Candela wrapper, Mexican standard, just binder. All right. For those people who doesn't know, the reason I keep joking about Candela is because one time we were looking at all the new cigar that's coming out, and one of the Candela it's literally just green, it's raw. Okay, so we talk about Candela, but chances are there's no way to make Candela better. Candela just tastes that way. There's no way. Plus, if we release a Candela, you only smoke it one day a year or 2 days a year. You're not gonna enjoy it. Now the cigar is burning really bad. Construction on this thing, I don't know what to say about it. Not for me. Not for me. And another thing that you have to think about is the burn. Very important that you leave some tobacco in there to burn. That will help the burn. You'll give it even burn. The grading of the tobacco, the type of the tobacco, is for those people who, a lot of people who blend, they focus on what they can put in there, not focus on how they gotta work together. So sometimes you gotta set a cigar that doesn't burn well.
I'm smoking on Bandit.
For those people who doesn't know, Eric is going to either ITS or on Bandit right now. He's at that phase.
But it's one of my favorite steaks.
Yeah, it's a David Maduro.
Mm.
It's pretty dark.
Same price range.
Oh, same price range. So it's Padron 50th. $50.
It's not box, bro.
Okay. Same price range though. You say same price range.
Yeah.
So $50 cigar.
One of my first cigar, same price range as the David Maduro. I would never smoke a house blunt.
Unless it's his
I
own
mean, I
house blunt.
lied. Sorry, I take that back.
He was smoking his house blunt.
I would smoke a house blunt, yes.
That's not Atafal, is it? Atafal is lighter.
Yes, Atafal is lighter. You should actually fucking got this right off the bat, bro. Out of all person, although yeah, all the
Well,
people.
you have a few flavors, so in the $50 range, that's like standard. That's
it's crazy that you say it's just standard.
standard for Eric. $50 cigar. I think I'm stuck on the number $50. It's actually more than that, or less than that. It's not exactly $50, is it?
I would say like $50. It's not like exact, but you know, minus, less, more.
It's not Marifel. Marifel is definitely not one of his favorite. He's impressed with their tobacco, but
okay, look at the cigar. Come on, boys. You know, I know you can do this, Tony. That's the thing. Like, I know you can do this. One of my favorite cigar, $50.
One of your favorite cigar, $50. And it's gotta be dark.
And it's dark, yes.
Dark and oily. $50.
Start with an A, goddammit.
Start with the A?
Yes. I can't
Yeah.
believe you right now. That
I'm
should be
drawing a
like
blank.
it should
I'm
like a
drawing a
fucking
blank.
be automatic. Like, poof. Know me so well.
I've been drawing a blank a lot of stuff recently. Start with the A. One of your favorite cigars start with the A. Oh,
Okay, how about
okay, I got it. Is that big? Black
Yeah.
Widow is that big?
yeah?
Oh, all right. Okay, it's a Black Widow. I don't even think like here's the thing. Atabay is never in my head ever. I don't think about cigar. Period.
It's
And
like
to be honest, for some reason I think Atabay is darker than that.
no, it's pretty no. Maduro is even
In
darker.
my head, in my head, it's darker than that.
Maduro is darker than this. So.
I forgot how big that Rito is.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention. I only
It's like
smoke
it's a 56.
I only smoke 2, so it's not a cigar I smoke a lot of. I only smoke 2. But yeah, Marifel is like a category of its own. Like Marifel Cameroon is it's a category on its own.
Yeah, there's no comparing.
They figure it out. They have that perfect.
Marifel Cameroon is really, really good.
Yeah, they have it figured out.
It's not my favorite cigar, but I am very impressed with them.
Well, they got to a point where they can charge you $90, $100 cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't care, and people still want to use their Cameroon.
Yep.
So they have it figured out.
The leaf is beautiful.
Yeah, and this is what we talked about the other day. We talked about like start your own farm. It's not that simple. If it's that simple, you can just start your farm and make a Cameroon like that quality. Everybody would do it. Everybody in Africa would do it, right? The point is that the Marifel Cameroon is better than anybody because they figure out how to do it. They have that perfect soil, perfect feed, perfect, timing and cure process. Even though like technically cure process is the same, right? Just leave it there. It's the same. But they figure it out. The timing, the temperature, all that stuff. So even if you just go and start a farm, the research and development will take years. I'm pretty sure Marifel put a lot of money on research and development how to make a perfect Cameroon before they came up with it. And that's not 1 year thing, because 1 year you only get so much crop, and they all go to test.
No, I think I read about a story for them. They took years, like a decade, to make a perfect Cameroon.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
And all their hard work paid off, tell the truth.
Yeah. But if we do have a farm in Texas, we'll call it Texas Sungrown.
God, fuck. I don't know. It might be very oily.
Yeah. I think it would be. Had the Perdomo Legacy tonight. It was okay, smooth and consistent. I like the 20th anniversary more. What should I try next? Double age 12 year 30th anniversary. I guess the natural progression will be the double age 12 years. 30th anniversary, from what I remember, wasn't that impressive. But then I'm not a big Perdomo fan. I have few sticks of Perdomo and I smoke it once in a while.
I can't say much about Perdomo. I haven't smoked Perdomo in so long, so I don't know.
Yeah. And here's the problem, right? As we go, the cigar that we have knowledge of is going to be less and less. We just have knowledge of tobacco now. Like we have more knowledge in tobacco than the brand itself. And that will be a problem as time goes on.
I don't, yeah. And you know what? When I was on Pick Jimmy Live and Jay from Definition, he didn't want to talk cigars. He wanted to talk tobacco. And now I really understand when he say that, right? When he say he knows tobacco, he talk about tobacco. And I understood the whole entire thing that he said, because it's like, it's true, right? As of right now, cigars don't matter. Tobacco matter.
It's just a conversion of the view,
Yeah.
right? Like, for example, if you're a foodie, you're not gonna, when somebody say, what is the perfect fried rice? And they're not gonna say the perfect fried rice is the fried rice from that brand or that brand or that brand. They'll tell you the perfect fried rice have this ratio. Fried rice, heat, how much time on eggs and all that stuff, how much seasoning. They will tell you the combo that was being used, but not necessarily what brand or what restaurant cooks it. Because what restaurant cooks it, it depends on the chef. If the chef leaves, they might still have the same recipe, but it might not be the same. So as the time goes, I realize that I focus more on the blend, on the type of tobacco, on what's inside the cigar rather than the brand, because the brand is just who's selling it. And there's a finite amount of combos, right? There is a definite amount of combos. And there's a lot of combo that doesn't work. And there's a lot of combo that's worked and is being used. How do you, like, what we need to find is what is being used that works, and then change that combo to something that works for us. Not necessarily who makes what. And this is why one of the reasons I think Eric is now just smoking on Bandit, because the brand don't matter to him anymore. The brand, like, because he's not gonna comment about the brand. He's gonna comment about the blend, the cigar, the construction, the leaves. The brand don't matter anymore. So if you tell me, okay, this cigar is interesting from this X brand, and that's the combos that's the blend they use, it will be a more constructive conversation than what brand should I smoke next, because the information from as a brand doesn't tell you anything, right? Saying Davidoff late hour, you know what cigar that is, but and you know good the flavor notes in that, but what else can you talk about that, right? You want to talk about the blend, the leaves that's in there, and the amount of benefit it get from barrel aging and all that stuff. That's
but you know what
what's
the funny thing is?
Go ahead.
Since we're talking about this, you just contradict our blend is undisclosed.
No.
I'm just saying.
But when we give you a product, we want you to focusing on the flavor, right? So it's not really contradicting, because there's not much you can talk about a cigar, but at the same time, do you want to talk about ITS every single day? Right? We can talk about the next big thing. And hopefully our next big thing is not gonna be like bipolar, because I feel like our cigar is very bipolar.
I think it's gonna be like that all the time.
You think so?
Yes, because people have different palates, man. Like you can't.
You can't have the same palate. Like, what I mean by bipolar is like I can have the same cigar. Smoke outside is one flavor. Smoke inside is one flavor. Smoke a different weather is another flavor.
Tell the truth, that's every cigar. Not just
No,
one.
when I smoke, all right, the weather isn't gonna change how you smoke at Connecticut, right?
Never
When you
know.
smoke, when I smoke Espinosa, it's always peppery, no matter where I go. What is the proper etiquette when rep come to a cigar lounge? Is it wrong to ask for a sample cigar? We have a Cohiba rep come to our lounge next week, but I don't want to sound greedy or rude. I think asking for a
sample is no problem. That's normal.
You can ask for a sample. They might not give it to you. The job of the rep come to a cigar shop. If you work in a cigar shop, you should ask. Okay.
Oh yeah. If you I think that's what he meant. He working there.
Yeah, if you work in a cigar
Did
shop,
you work there?
you
Grab
should
a
ask for one.
yeah. Always grab for a sample. Not all of the grab the sample of all their line. Tell the truth. It's
But
not
if you
greedy.
don't work in a cigar shop, I think the proper etiquette is to talk to them and kind of like dig their brain. What fits you? And then you can go buy that one and support them. All right. So if you work in the shop, you can go ahead and say, hey, you know, I have not tried the cigar, this and that, this and that. I'd like to know more about cigar. Do you got samples? Fine. If you work in a cigar shop. If you're a consumer, I think that it will be kind of weird to ask. Like
Yeah,
I've never
consumer-
asked a rep as a consumer for a cigar.
Yeah, as consumer, just go buy it, man.
Yeah. But you have better chance to get a better one. For example, you ask them, and then the cigar suck. You tell them that, dude, I don't really like this cigar. They might be able to direct you another one or give you another one. I think that's proper. So if you have a rep there and you try something they asked you to try and it was bad, you can simply go tell them that, you know, I don't really like this one. You got something else you can swap with me, you can recommend, whatever, you know. Talk to them, it's okay. But in terms of working, their job is to educate you so that you can better assist your customers. So asking for a sample wouldn't be out of this world, in my opinion. And I think the rep should have some samples on them. If the rep don't have samples on them, I don't know.
It wouldn't work. They always have a sample.
All right, so it's not greedy or rude. You know, as a worker, you know, it helps them by helping you. Like you work in a shop isn't gonna. I am not. If I'm working in a shop, I am not gonna be able to recommend your cigar if I don't know how your cigar tastes like. And I'm not gonna go out of my way to pay for your cigar just so that I can help you sell yours. The rep usually travels with the cart stock or samples, whatever they're selling. Yes, and that will be a good rep. If you saw a rep that didn't have anything, they show up. I can't say anything. Not all rep are equal, but that's what they should have. Because I know, like, when Cigar Mechanic drives around, he have an entire, probably like, you know, 300-400 cigar samples in a box, and he just goes into it. Have you guys had the Cohiba Black? I think so. Cohiba is not. You know, hey, the new Spectra, the box looks nice. Have you seen the box?
I haven't looked at any cigar.
Dude, you should, you know, that's for comparison's sake, you should look at other people's cigar designs.
Too busy, man.
Hey, Richard. But I've smoked quite a bit of Cohibas. Cohiba, like from General Cigar, is not for me. I can tell you that for sure. Cohiba, like, I mean, he does like the Cohiba M, but not the second one, the first one. So they are different, and it suits different palates. So it's up to the person. For me, it's not some cigar that I enjoy that much. I think in terms of enjoyment, I'm not getting what I need. Hey, CCam. So it really depends on the person. Because it's really hard to share a new point of view once you start selling cigars, once you start to be a brand. So how many brands are under United Cigars umbrella? I don't know, 10, 12? Quite a bit.
Yeah, there's a lot.
CKM, did you order yours? This cigar is just... I don't taste the same dressing here. There is a little bit of that Corojo sweetness, but it's kind of bland. Atabay is not under General Cigar. Atabay is under Select Tobacco. Right? Am I wrong? Atabay is under Selective Tobacco. I think that's the brand called.
Yes.
Atabay is not. It's not united with General Cigar.
Atabay is pretty much on their own thing.
Where do I order? You can go check out our website. Once you go to the website, you'll be able to find it bottom of the page. Just got back to the States. You know, Little Guy, Cigars Daily, Zio, Fat Boys. Can't tell the website, but you know how to find it. This cigar is really bland for a Mexican San Andreas binder.
Oh yeah. Okay. He's not talking about General.
Talk about
So
United Engine. United.
Yeah, United. So they own Firecracker, Red Archer, La Guinea, and Atabay. Yes.
United owns Atabay?
Yes.
Oh.
United is created by David Garofalo, who created co-founder of Two Guys Smoke Shop. So yeah.
All right. What is the step for my local tobacco shop that needs to take in order to stock ITS? Have them reach out to one of us. Instagram, email, whatever. Just have them reach out. And then
it's best with Instagram.
Instagram is the easiest way because right now we have a page just for the ITS. So if you go to SSL Cigars on the Instagram, you should be able to find us.
Or go to, Soy Sauce Assassin. Be good.
Yeah. In terms of getting stock ITS, you want to reach out to me because I'm handling that part. If you just want to look at a handsome guy, go to his.
What?
Yeah, if they want to see pictures and nice videos, go to this guy. If they want to order, go to this guy. I can give out address on YouTube, but long live the tippers. If you reach out to me, I can forward you the information.
Yeah, I don't think we should toss email around.
Yeah, I don't want to put out that thing and then get this live cut off again. Reach out to me. You can reach out to me. I can give you all the information. What is the big PR about Chimoli cigars? So Chimoli has
what the hell's PR?
Public relations, like advertisement.
Oh, well, they do. Well,
they have this person that reach out to everybody, and then they kind of got a lot of information out there.
Attention,
yeah,
which is good. We're all doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're all doing the same thing.
In fact, I just talked to a PR person today.
Who?
A PR person today.
What's a PR?
Public relation. Yeah. New brands. For every new brand, number one thing they had to do is public education. To tell people that this brand exists. So whoever does a better job over time, it gets the information out there. Are they good? I'm smoking one. I will tell you that the biggest flaw on this brand is construction. The flavor is actually okay, but this particular one is kind of bland for me. So the only way to find out is to smoke your own. But the Pengu, the flavor is there. It's just the construction wasn't. I have a review out there already. You can take a look. Okay. Let's see. Too easy? Yeah, just reach out to me. I'll give you all the information. And I think the thing is that it's also Asian guy, and it's weird because we have two Asian guy over here starting our brand, and that I think it's also two Asian guys, right? Yeah,
Yes.
Asian guys partnering up, battle it out, you know.
Hey, Tamale, you want to partner up? Make it 4 Asian. But number 4 is not lucky, so we gotta deny it.
I hate to tell you that I can't imagine the argument that we gotta have in the middle of the night over the names or the designs and stuff like that.
Oh no, I don't. To me, Asian theme is not my thing.
So what is your thing?
I like American style, man.
Medieval?
I say like Victoria era. I like those. Yeah.
Victoria era is not really American.
Shut up. I know what you're talking about, but it's American to me. We just stole it from England. Shut up. I know. I get it.
Yeah. Long live. I got your message. I'll respond to you after the show. Okay. So, come on, you guys see this? This is the thing, and then we might change it up here and there. I think branding is important. I think a story is important. I think a theme is important, but the theme have to be something that we are excited about. You know, there are something that I'm excited about. There's something that I'm not, but I have to be enthusiastic about it in order to have a good vision. Like the band you guys see, it came from a vision, what I want, and talk about what I want, and continues to work towards that what I want. But if I'm not enthusiastic about a theme, I can't come up with a good idea. Well, I can't be critical enough to get a good product. This cigar is impossible. I wonder what's.
Should have smoked a $50 cigar, man.
I should, but like, if I want to test out different combinations, I have to test out different combinations. I just don't know what's wrong with this cigar. And now I'm gonna open up and see. Give me a second, guys. Let me open.
What are you smoking anyway?
Chimoli.
You always have construction problem with them. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I smoked 2 of them. They were fine.
I mean, it's not dry or anything. But they have a lot of fold.
But you steaming the shit out of it.
Huh?
Smoking is not, of course, not gonna be dry.
No, they have a lot of fold. Whoever bunched this. Yeah. Whoever bunched this. So when you bunch, you can see this bunch. They bunched it so tight like this, it's like a stem. They're not like rolling it. It's not. This is bunched like this. It's not rolled. So I think that's the problem. So when you roll the cigar, you gotta make them kind of fold it in like that, not like this. It's not gonna do well. It's not gonna do well. Yeah. It has to do with the person who rolled it. Yeah. It's a lot of folds in there. I don't really get the hype. It's the PR that drive out the hype. The PR has to drive out the hype, and obviously, trying it is the only way to find out whether that is worth the hype, right? So, I tried a few. I kind of get an idea. Flavor is okay, but the construction is the problem. And again, we talk about this, right? Everything could be resolved. Whether or not they wanted to resolve is a question. A lot of people enjoyed it, so I mean,
Yeah.
I can't say that they only have bad cigars. A lot of people enjoyed it, so, and some people just like tighter draw. Some people just like tighter draw. Like I like loose draw, and Aaron like a medium draw. Some people like tight draws. Yeah, I saw the picture. Yeah, the thing is that in terms of the stem, they don't burn, but they don't have anything that helps it burn either. Like I have problem just pull this out. If the tobacco is good, I should be able to just pull them out. But the thing is that they have so many fold. See, I'm like pulling this. It's like, look at this. It has so many weird folds in there that creates a construction issue. Construction is very important. But then like I think brand owners cannot really control the construction because it depends on who rolls it. And if you gotta come out with a larger quantity of it and you pull a few to test, you're not gonna know who did it. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna know who was the bad roller until you realize that majority of them are bad.
Yeah, when you do huge quantity, even tell the truth, even with the low quantity, like at our level, there's still some sticks that might just get fucked up.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get some where some of them are just gonna have tight draw. Period. So what people don't understand sometimes is that even though they have the same amount of leaf, they weight their tobacco. So at the same weight, some leaf might be bigger, some leaf might be thinner, some leaf might be drier. That actually, once it absorbs some water, it's gonna expand a little bit afterward. There is some uncontrollable elements in there, and a experienced good roller is going to try to feel that, try to balance that when they do it. Because after that, you go to a press and you set a press tight, and the person who roll them, if they roll it really loose and press it tight, it might have like weird folds. And the person who roll it really straight might be too thin, you know. So it really depends. Person who's rolling it. So it's a problem that's hard to resolve. You can get as best as you can, and for us, the problem that was resolved is really the even burn. So even if you have some part that's weird, the even burn kind of fix it afterwards. I'm not saying that all our cigars burns perfect. It will burn off and it will try to fix it itself because they even burn, but it's not always the case. But yeah, I need to smoke something better. Let me grab another cigar. Why should I smoke?
Oh,
Something not too crazy. Let's see what I got. Sometimes I just don't know what I want to smoke. You know what? I'm gonna smoke. I'm gonna smoke an Avo Signature Robusto 30 years. Something Sumatra. I don't think. Okay, what's Sumatra that I can smoke? Something Sumatra. Something Sumatra. The question is, what is a Sumatra in my humidor? Something Sumatra. Let's see if we got something Sumatra in here. Sumatra. What is Sumatra in here? What is a Sumatra in here? I don't remember whether or not they were Sumatra. That's the problem.
I don't know why Sumatra doesn't excite me. So
Sumatra is not something I try to remember.
yeah.
Sumatra is definitely not something I try to remember. No, but I guess I'll smoke one of these. Cavalier. I'll smoke a Cavalier.
So,
What up?
All right. If you are smoking a cigar and you start to get a strong nicotine rush, what do? Personally, do you pace yourself, eat a chocolate, or quit smoking it? Sumatra had to be grown in Indonesia. So Sumatra, the seed for Sumatra and Cameroon are the same, but if it's growing in Indonesia, it's Sumatra. If it's growing in Cameroon, it's Cameroon. Audio's gone? I can't tell. Anyone else?
what's up?
Somebody said the audio is gone.
I don't know. I can hear you fine.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Let me see what this is. Cavalier cigars. What I have.
I'm not a fan of Cavalier cigars.
Audio's good? Yeah, okay. This is probably a white series. What's in the white series? The white series is a Habano, Connecticut binder, and the filler is Nicaraguan, Paraguay, and Dominican. All right, let's try that.
Oops. Hold on. There it is.
So Sumatra is just location.
Yes.
But nowadays it's kind of like I don't like this way to categorize tobaccos because you can have like all right, Richard, I'll talk to you later. You can have like Ecuadorian Sumatra. It makes no sense to me, you know.
Oh. What's up, y'all?
What's up, man? Why are you smoking?
ITS,
Oh, here we go.
because I didn't smoke it on Saturday. I didn't smoke a cigar on Saturday. I had my boys. So I spent time with them.
You got tomorrow off?
Tomorrow? How do
Tomorrow, Juneteenth,
So,
public holiday.
no, I don't work at the bank. And I ain't black.
That has nothing to do with a public holiday, man.
Anyway,
Hey, El Presidente.
what's up?
Just another Wednesday. I mean, like, I was talking about how like rain kind of affects the mood and the enjoyment of cigars and stuff like that. It's just kind of downer whenever I see rain.
It depends. Like if you're smoking a cigar, yeah. You don't want rain when you're smoking a cigar.
Well, I don't want rain normal day either. Some people like seeing rain, like oh, it's so calming and
I
nice.
mean, I like seeing rain if I'm indoors.
But if you gotta go outdoor for any reason, that's a hassle.
Yeah, no. What's wrong with my cutter?
Wow. Okay. Y series. What's everybody smoking though? I haven't really like I saw a few, but then I didn't see everybody's.
Well, ITS. About to light it up. It's been sitting in the humidor since got back from vacation.
How wet is it? That's the question.
What is it? I mean, my humidor's kind of dry.
I mean, I got to a point where I don't really want to fill water into my humidor.
Yeah.
I feel it whenever I remember, kind of thing.
Yeah, sure.
And whenever I remember, I look at the reservoir, it's always dry, like bone dry.
It's like I need to get more Bovida.
Like even Bovida, I pay less and less attention to it as time goes.
I don't.
So good.
I throw all my Bovita away.
Why?
Don't know. Don't need them.
You do need them during the rainy season.
This thing is so fucking good.
So good, you should go record a review with the dance.
I could do the dance. Right
Yeah,
here.
you could- I think tonight I had a HVC selection #1 last night though. That was really good. Okay. Oh, #2. Okay. I think #1, #2 is just sizes. So why does this thing taste like? It's that Paraguay tobacco. I don't know why people like Paraguay tobacco. It tastes like a some sort of wood, but it's not cedar or oak. It's some sort of wood.
What tobacco?
Paraguay.
Oh, Paraguay. I can't remember how it tastes like.
It tastes like
I've had
a
Peruvian.
really weird woody taste, but it's not oak or cedar.
I've had Peruvian tobacco.
Like sometimes sweet, sometimes weird. And I can't even say like if it's not broken, don't fix it. Like I say it's like okay, you have certain tobacco, it's new, don't use it. I can't even say don't use it. I'm more like try to figure out, like like figure out a good combo before you come out with the cigar with like that. It's like when somebody figure out. Okay, remember when Mexican San Andreas first kind of surfaced and become a thing? Half of them are good, the other half are horrible.
Yeah, depends on how long you age them.
And like they just didn't figure out a good combo to do it, and they just try until they figure it out. But I think that process of trying has lead a lot of people's like, I'm not gonna smoke Mexican San Andreas, because I think at one point you're like that too. You're like, I'm not gonna smoke Mexican San Andreas because it's so bad. But now like a lot of cigars figured it out.
It reminded me of cigarette smoke.
A lot of them figure it out, so it's like it works. But this woodiness sometimes tastes like plastic to me. And this continuous search on the next biggest thing, it's taking a toll on me, I think. It's very different to try to find a blend rather than try to blend. Because like I don't know, like when we're blending, everything comes together really quickly. But when we're like brainstorming, it took all night. Well, it's not like blending then take it like a whole week, but like when we're talking about it, it took forever. And even though we're talking about it, we only have like that could have taste like this, but when you actually tried it, it doesn't. It's rough. But here's the thing, right? Hey, Eric, now that you were at this stage, do you still think that you're excited about making cigars?
Yeah.
Like just as excited? Because like, you know, the excitement when we first went to DR was one thing. That was, it's on, let's get shit done, right? But now, like, do you still have that same?
Yes. I like to make stuff, you know? I think it's because it's new. It's not like it's not like I'm going back to fix a blunt. I'm going back to make a new king.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Making a new, not king, but like my prince, because we're the king. You know what I mean? But yeah, we creating a prince or princess, right?
Well, that's a question. Are we gonna make a princess or a prince?
Oh, it's gonna be a prince. Fuck that. King, not queen.
So you just said princess.
I just want to include the princess in there. But not really.
Or if a cigar was a princess, what would it be? Just for the sake of argument, if you were to make a princess cigar, what kind of blend would it be?
Gotta be Connecticut.
Connecticut? I would think it would be something like natural, plus some like oral, something like that. Make it really floral. And with a hint of sweetness.
Are you talking about flavor now? Not like shade.
Oh, shade will be natural.
I don't know. Never thought about making a bitch cigar, so I don't know.
And it had to be like a Lancero or double Lancero.
Well, it's gonna be a bitch now. I think it's a princess.
What?
He said, why does it have to be a bitch now? Because it's a princess. Princess don't have to be a bitch, you know? Princess is a lady.
It's bitch, right? Female.
You know, the term of bitch is a female dog, not female person. Just
You have a female in there. They literally say female.
true. I mean, it's almost insulting every time you see your dog's birth certificate. Because a female, they'll literally write the word bitch.
Do they?
You know, pay
Yeah.
attention.
I have no idea. Never
I-
owned a
Yeah, when you have a dog that has like a certificate, like AKC and stuff like that, I literally a female dog will write the word bitch on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I never paid attention.
I
to
never
that.
knew that.
But see, I've always mainly had male dogs.
Some of that, I was like, I never knew that. You just, yeah.
Because it's an actual term.
I have a new dog at birth certificate.
I mean, if you go get a dog, like a premium, purebred dog, they're gonna have certificates. You didn't know that?
Yeah, my dog has a certificate and it actually says the word bitch on it. a long time ago. I don't know if they still uses it, but I'm pretty sure mine does. It's on the pedigree. Let me see if I can find one. Why is it so blurry? Yeah, I only have samples. It just says sample.
I got a question. So, Tran, I heard you talking about earlier. You don't want to talk about cigars. You want to talk about tobacco. What's up with that?
Say it again?
Trent earlier was saying that he doesn't want to talk about cigars. He wants to talk about tobacco. And so, what's up with that?
It's
Why?
just a change.
You want to fight about it?
Yeah. Yeah. I
It's
wanna fight
just a
about it.
change of view, I think. It's change of view.
Like, I don't know, not to be a dick, but you're not like an expert on tobacco now.
I'm more expert than you.
Oh, okay. Now, also,
You made a cigar? Not trying to be a dick.
I can pick out tobaccos and tell you what they taste like. So I think
Tell me what's in the ITS.
I've already told you what I thought was in the ITS.
I assume that's wrong. So we haven't had a person that guessed it right. So
I mean, yeah, but like I can look at a blend of a cigar and I know what tobacco I'm tasting when I get a specific note.
but like we talk about this, right? When it comes to like if I say Nicaraguan Puro,
Okay,
are they all the same?
no, because they're different regions.
Right. So by saying Nicaraguan isn't gonna help you.
Well, no, if you can say Nicaraguan, but it could be super fucking spicy. It could be super earthy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So it really doesn't help.
okay.
That's
But
the thing.
I'm trying to fuck with Eric and saying he's not an expert at tobacco just because he.
I don't think he
smoked
claimed to be expert.
pipes.
Right. Yeah, I just took a whiff, puff that tastes like just plastic burning, like PVC, tastes like PVC burning. Yeah, it still does.
You smoking an HVC cigar?
No, it's the Cavalier.
Oh yeah, I can get that. I know what you're talking about.
Right? It's like burning PVC.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It burns fine though.
Like
It
a
just tastes
burning
like
plastic.
PVC.
Oh yeah, I've smoked that one before. It's got a bit of a plasticky taste to it,
Yeah.
but I never really picked out like what exactly it is. I just know that I'm not a big fan of Cavalier cigars because it gives me this weird taste.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking with you, Eric. Smile, bitch.
Oh, no, my feelings not hurt. Trust me.
I love you, bitch.
So being gay.
Yeah, so in terms of tobacco, it's like I can say, oh, let's talk about this brand, this Nicaraguan Puro, but doesn't tell you anything. And I think that if you talk to actual cigar brand owners, they'll probably rather talk to you about the blend rather than the brand. And I think that's just a shift of point of view. Like you see the other side and you realize that those information doesn't do any good, but this information does. And being better educated or better knowledge in that information will help you in terms of cigar selections.
Do you all think that, kind of going along with what Eric said about knowing the tobacco or talking tobacco, do you think if you were to have someone who's been in the industry for so long that they'd be able to tell what blend is in that cigar?
To an extent. To an extent.
Okay.
For example, when we are at the table and Lewis laid out few dry tobacco on the table, no label whatsoever. He was able to tell which one's what.
Okay. So it is possible.
It's possible.
By smoking it or by looking at it?
He just look at it. He know which one's what.
Okay.
And I know that he know which one's what because we switch it. I'll take it out, put it down, take it out, put it down. He still can tell which one's what. So he can tell to extent which one's what. And even if you just take it up and kind of sniff it, you can tell which one's what individually. Now, once you put them together, once the flavor married, it's harder. And this is why, probably why some people still cannot tell what our blend is, because once you smell it, it's different.
Right.
Yeah, our aroma is funky.
You know, we have people like, I don't know how you did it, but this thing tastes like that. You know, it's like, it's the combination that kind of get to it.
I wouldn't say funky. It just smells like the tobacco before you light it. It smells like it's been aged. So it's got like a bit of
Funk to it.
not funk, like
It's supposed to be oaky, but like a fermented oaky, a little bit sourness to it, but it's not unpleasant.
I would say like a sourness to it, not like a funkiness. Because it doesn't smell like when I think funky, I think like it stinks. It doesn't stink. It's not like fucking what's that tobacco that we talk about? Like the barnyard smell. It's not like that. It's I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
It's not fun.
it's like have you ever had Jägermeister and then chased it with orange juice? It tastes like pancake.
Oh. What?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try that.
So when you have two separate things and you merge them together, you have a different thing. So you just have to know what's like what. So if you have a really chocolatey thing and you have some floral stuff, sometimes it makes it that floral a little bit of vanilla. Because your brain is fucking with you.
Yeah.
So talking about tobacco and a combination of tobacco is much easier to talk about than talking about brand. Because what we understand now is the brand don't do a good job describing stuff. Right? If I say it tastes like, I say this cigar tastes like Casa Cuevas. I'll say that's the case. Right? If I smoke a cigar, I say this cigar tastes like Casa Cuevas. If you never smoke a Casa Cueva, it's not gonna do anything for you. But if I say this thing tastes like a SLE, you probably know what it tastes like.
Yeah.
Right? If I say this thing tastes like a Habano, you know what it tastes like. If I say this cigar tastes like a Jalapa, you know what it tastes like.
Oh yeah, spicy.
Right? So by saying the brand is not gonna help, saying the leaf does. Because a brand has this unique taste, as a lot of times they use unique tobaccos to give that unique taste. And telling the brand isn't gonna help you in terms of selection. Because, like, for example, if you got like if I say, hey, Martin, name a cigar that tastes like Oliva V. That's not made by Oliva.
The not underground, what's it called? Crown Heads, Juarez.
And you do know,
I don't even know what cigar you're talking about.
let's say he named one, right? chances are it's because they use Oliva tobacco in there. So that's like
no,
it's a
that's
lot easier to tell you that tobacco.
The thing is, like, tell the truth, is now we're talking about like each brand have their own flavor.
Similarities.
I'm glad that our cigar have our own signature taste. That's pretty hard to achieve, right? In my opinion.
Yep.
They have your own signature profile.
Signature flavor. Yeah. Flavor
And
profile.
that matters a lot because a lot of cigar, if you smoke it, I was like, that tastes like AJ. And you're like, I know why.
Yeah. It's great. You know, when you pop an AJ, pop a Padron, it's like, yeah. It's fucking AJ or Padron. It's the AJ and Padron. You know what I mean? Like, it's great. So I think that's a real good positive in my opinion. Because then if we didn't make that signature flavor, they'd be like, oh, it tastes like blah blah blah. You know, they'd be like, fuck.
But here's the thing, right? We don't even know what part of our flavor profile is our signature.
I actually do.
No, because the thing is that next cigar needs to carry the same characteristic for that to be a signature.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be something.
Right? If your next cigar doesn't taste like it, that's not a signature. You have a great cigar, but it's not a signature flavor. People can't tell. But ITS, if you light it up, you smell it, you know it's ITS.
You can smell it across the room.
Yeah.
Me and Eric noticed that.
But the problem is, how do we make the next cigar to carry some sort of characteristic that's identifiable? To go, that's Shadow Smoke Legion cigar.
Just have to have something unique. Like a unique blend is what I'm saying.
But that's the problem, right? You can have unique blend, but the unique blend does not means that that's gonna give you that combination of smell that you go, that is a, you know.
Do you think that was accidental?
This whole project is fucking accidental.
Yeah, I think every cigar blend is accidental. You tried it and it worked.
Okay.
Right? You tried
I mean,
it
there's
and it
some
worked.
planning, but we didn't. You think we could? Okay, when
Well, I think that's what Tony's asking. Like, how do you create that? You can't create that. It's just accidental.
How do you
Yeah,
recreate?
but the thing is, like, now we
accidental?
know what's in the blend. We could try to. We could try. It's not like we can't try.
But that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
We can try. We know what is generating certain flavor. Which one are we choosing? Is it the oak? Is it the cocoa? Is it the leather? Which one?
It's the funk. It's the funk. It's the aged tobacco aroma.
Every cigar has aged tobacco aroma.
No. Like this, ours is strong.
Yeah.
Ours is in your motherfucking face. Yeah, we're aged, boy.
So it's so when we choose the tobacco for the next project, chances are we had to leave certain combination in there. There's a lot of combination in there. So this is why nobody can guess. There's quite a bit of tobacco in there. This to create that taste. We kind of have to.
There's only 50 country in there. It's all right. And one Toro.
So you gotta keep certain combination in the next one in order to give that same aroma. Or a identifiable signature. And that's the hard part. Because one mistake, you might taste like a different cigar. That's the hard part. How do we make something different yet it feel reminiscent?
I can't wait to see the review tomorrow.
We have two questions.
Yeah, that review tomorrow. Yeah,
Did you comment? He tagged you.
I reposted.
Oh, you reposted?
I tagged the SSL cigar and I used that to repost it.
Okay.
So we have two questions.
Questions? What's the question?
Yeah. So the first question, if like what makes the ITS limited production?
Limited what?
Is it limited production, limited release, or
Okay.
limited edition? Is it the tobacco? Is it like what is it?
It's a combination of two things.
Okay.
Is the ability to source a controllable amount of tobacco and finance.
Okay.
Tobacco in there is not cheap.
Gotcha. So, second question. Would it be possible, hypothetically speaking, to get the same tobacco and then just change the wrapper and it'd be a completely different cigar?
It wouldn't be sustainable.
You know, to tell the truth, you got the wrapper in this cigar. I would say the filler is almost every sleeve in this cigar is literally same price. So wrapper is expensive, right? Because it's a wrapper. And imagine you buy the binder at the same price and the filler at the same price, all the same grade. It's not cheap to produce that kind of thing. Like, yes, it could be sustainable, but then you have to worry about the next grade of tobacco.
Whenever
gonna
you
be-
get a bale of tobacco, unless they're from the same batch, they're gonna be different.
Right.
So
So
that's
that's
the
why
hard
when-
part to control.
Yeah, that's why when we say if it ever made a core line, it have to be like one of those. It have to be like tobacco that we could available all the time, And
It has to be such a
even
normal
though-
tobacco you can get at any time,
Yeah,
anywhere,
it
and
have
it
to
tastes the
be
same.
like, oh, you want to make the cigar today? Yeah, we got a billion bell of it. Not like we have to wait. Like, oh yeah, let's hope the season is well. Let's hope the hurricane doesn't hit. Right? Shit like that.
Because once it changes, now you got to tweak it, and you can't tweak every bale.
Right.
No factory is gonna test every
Yeah,
bale for it.
No, yeah. Ain't nobody gonna like, unless you have your own factory, but then at that point,
Drives out the cost.
yeah. Because if you buy bells, you don't like them, then what are you gonna do with them, man?
Or bottom.
You
Right,
set the
that's-
factory on fire.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, what you do with them? That's the hard. Not like you know that question of your brother Tony asking why don't everybody just make cigars, and that is one of the things. That's one of the reasons. If you buy a whole bunch of tobacco, yes, it is an investment, but then if you buy like 10 bale and you maybe use half of a bale and you got like 9.5 bale left, what you gonna do with it?
You're forced to make some cheaper cigars with the bottom tier.
You know what I
Tobacco.
mean? So, but then if you forced to do that, then you put your reputation on the line.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Well, everybody does it.
Yeah.
Let's
I
be
know,
honest, right?
Exactly.
Everybody
Yeah.
does it. They
So-
use those tobacco to make entry-level cigars for the beginners.
Yes. That's why there's bundles, right? And stuff like that. Even Oliva have their own bundles. It's
Yeah.
unbanned. Yeah.
There's no other way around it. So the only way to do that is to control the quantity, control how much you make, control the consistency. We talk about this, right? Like every problem can be resolved, just whether or not how you want to resolve it, how much it costs to resolve it. And this is how it works. Unfortunately, that's what it is. I'm not saying that you can't make a good cigar with bottom tier tobacco. You can.
Oh, you probably can make a great cigar. I'm not gonna lie. You probably could.
They might still have the good flavor. They might not burn as well. They definitely have good flavor if you have the right tobacco or the right combination, right blend.
Yeah.
But you can't. It's hard to control. Just I don't know. The Cosencha is not the same blend, right? Every year.
No.
No, they have different blend, yeah.
Yeah. But let's say if they're the same blend, you think 147 is gonna taste the same as 149? It's not. It's not. So the problem is being able to control, and let's put it out there. How about this? We can't even get more for ourselves to smoke. That tells you how hard it is to get more cigar. We can't even get more for ourselves to smoke. We literally have 500 boxes exact. And that is like impossible for normal cases. Normal cases, you roll 10,000 cigar, you go order for 10,000, you get 13,000. We don't even have that.
You know, I want to ask a question. So I think Tony know this one because we blended cigar. But okay, so everybody know wrapper is expensive. It's the beautiful leaf, right?
I think
What's
so.
the second most expensive leaf inside a cigar? Wrapper is number one.
The binder.
No, you don't see the fucking binder, bro. What give you flavor in a cigar, right? That give you a pungent, a strength, power, flavor.
It could be any part, so long as you use a high grade. It's gotta the filler. You have to use a lot, and then a lot.
Yeah,
of
but
the filler.
Exactly. So every cigar have this leaf, and everybody have to use it for flavor. Without it, it's gonna taste like nothing.
Oh, I
Nobody-
know. Like, am I supposed to give it out?
I know Tony knows we blend the cigar. It's like, okay, the wrapper is number one, period. No, there's no doubt about that because it's a presentation. But the second most expensive leaf, nobody knows.
Well, it's not.
It's actually core. You need it in every cigar. And it depends on what grade too. But Connecticut is expensive, but Connecticut still use that core leaf to give it flavor.
Now, keep in mind, the core leaf is still filler, except
It's
that
still
it's the
filler,
most important part
But
of your filler.
it's the second most expensive.
And just so you guys know, we have more than one core. We have more than one core. And this is why they burn evenly.
I don't know what you're getting at.
I know.
We just try to tell
Nobody,
you.
because nobody pay attention to that.
Yeah, when you say filler,
Nobody-
just say filler.
Yeah.
When we say filler, you just say filler, right? And this is why it doesn't help. Like somebody say like, oh, Nicaraguan, Dominican filler. Which one is the core? Which one have more? What is the blend ratio?
But you know, for people that nerd out about tobacco, it's actually very common sense. I know it sounds crazy, right, Martin? But it really is, though. It's
like in our conversation while we're blending, we name the few things that we need, and then we're like, yeah, just throw that in there to help burn. That's the not important filler.
Yeah,
But
the
there's a core.
non-core filler is whatever, but there's a core filler that's actually very expensive,
What is
and
it?
every cigar uses it.
Indonesian?
No.
What?
The
No,
core
no,
could be
I'm
anything.
not talking about country. I'm not talking about the leaf, where it come from, nothing like that.
And you lost me.
It's just that he's saying that nobody talks about the filler.
Yeah, nobody talk about the filler. There's a core filler that's inside of tobacco. Everybody think, oh, it's Nicaraguan, it's Dominican, it's Honduras, but there's a core tobacco inside the filler that nobody talk about that's expensive, sometimes more expensive than the binder.
Yeah, because you got to use more. You know that when you fill
And-
fill fillers, you roll them up to fill, right? That's majority of the center.
Yeah.
So when somebody say, okay, this combo is a Honduras Nicaraguan combo, it's not 50-50. It's not 50-50. In fact, a lot of time the core is less.
Yes. Absolutely correct, Tony.
It should be correct. We blend it together.
I'm just saying.
A lot of time they use a little bit of core to give that
Yeah.
flavor, and the rest
give-
surrounding
The
it
rest is to support.
is a support. But people don't talk about that. Filler is filler.
People-
and then they're like,
yeah, filler is
and people
filler.
say majority
I
of,
mean, there is some tobacco nerds out there that knows this.
because
100
whenever you hear people talking, 70% of your flavor came from the wrapper.
Yeah,
That's not true.
that is not true. That core filler, it holds its own. Period.
Your transition depends on that core. How much the percentage of the core changes the smoke experience. Because as you smoke it, the core gets less and less and less. So that changes your flavor profile. If they only use a single leaf of core, let's say that's a tobacco, and they roll it up like this. You see this? So where has more? Middle has more, right? Middle has more. So let's say this is the core, and surrounding it is just fillers. When they roll it, obviously your cigar is not this long. They twist it off, and then they do this, right?
Mhm.
So now you have a lot here and a lot here, and then a smaller amount in the middle, because the more thickest part is on the top, thickest part is on the bottom. This is why you create a transition, because this one part is one amount of ratio, this one part is another part of ratio, and that last part is a different ratio. So your core is actually changing the flavor for you. Your ratio for the outside wrapper is the same throughout.
Yep.
Your binder is exactly the same
Throughout.
throughout.
Your wrapper, also the same thing.
Your filler is what changing the flavor for you.
But there's a core filler that I know people talk about it. I've seen people talk about it. I heard people talk about it. I used to talk about it. And then I totally forgot about it because I'm a fucking retard until I blended a cigar, and now I fucking remember it.
So if you say that, okay, let's just change the wrapper. Let's just change the wrapper and use the same thing. It's not gonna taste the same.
Right.
It might change the whole thing. In fact, we tested it. One of our samples, we just changed one leaf, and that thing went to shit. Right.
I don't know. Put a pin in it. I know Martin know this though. The thing is, like, I know Martin know this. Put a pin on it, Martin. Just think about it. You know it, because we all talk about it at one point or another.
But he said it's not country, so I don't.
It's not about the country at all. We're not talking about where country. We're talking about tobacco. Period.
I mean, not every country uses the same.
Because every country have that
Maybe.
tobacco. Every country.
I mean, then you're talking about the plant.
Yes, tobacco. Yes, plants. Yes.
No, like you're talking about like the leaves.
The part of the plant.
Yes. There
Yeah.
you go, my boy.
Yeah. So you're talking about the wrapper is usually going to be the finer grade at the top that gets the most sunlight or is the prettiest one.
No. You got that whole opposite. The prettiest one is actually on the middle or bottom.
Okay.
The one that get the most sun is never pretty, man. The most
it
sun.
gets more sun when
So
it's
what
warm.
does
It's like
when the
a
plant,
kettle.
when you go on top of the plant, right? The higher you go,
He just used the keyword. What was it? What did you say? Say that again.
So ligero. Ligero is toward the top, and then you have the coronas. So in the middle, you have seco.
So Ligero is one of the most expensive things.
is one of the
in
most
yeah.
expensive. You did never know that.
Not every not every tobacco or not every cigar uses ligero.
Oh, every cigar use some sort of ligero, yes.
I
Or
would
else your
assume that
cigar would
most-
not have flavors.
Well,
I
there are
would
some
assume
cigar has
that
no flavor.
cigars would
Let's
have
put it out there. There are some
secco.
cigars.
Oh yeah,
no
that's
flavor.
true.
But
I
if you
would
want the
assume that
flavor,
most cigar would have secco.
No,
Seco
people
don't-
confuse. Like Seiko is not for flavor. Seiko does have flavor, but not like a majority
Secco's
of the
not
flavor.
flavor. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Ligero is what is your cigar flavor. That gives you a really I told you it's the most expensive filler. And people don't talk about it too much. People talk about the wrapper, the binder, but Ligero, if you do use Ligero, there's a reason why some cigar only use a little bit of it as well, because it's expensive.
Okay.
and,
what
ha-
give you-
and the distribution of that Ligero changes your flavor.
Yes.
The distribution of your Seco isn't gonna change thing.
At all. So you get the Seiko literally is there to like hug the Ligero. Hey, I helped you burn.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just here for combustion, boy.
Okay. I get what you're saying now. And I never really thought about it.
People don't think about it because
People don't,
you know, people don't talk about what kind. Okay, there are some that says, "Oh, it's what a Seco."
There's
or
some,
whatever.
yes, they would
But most
say
don't talk
straight
about
up.
it.
Most of them don't. They're just like, oh, Nicaragua and Dominican. Yeah.
But if you see a list and then it says Nicaraguan and it says Seco, it pretty much tells you to ignore that. It has very little amount of flavor.
Yeah, like, see, this is why I'd rather talk about tobacco now. It make more sense. Make way more sense.
And here's the thing, right? You're smoking a cigar, you're smoking the oil. So the less oil it is, the less flavor it is.
Mhm. This is why Palo de Oro is expensive. It's a tippy top. Give you a bunch of fucking flavor. And they fucking like to mold and die out. On the plant. That's fucking wild.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's a really to an extreme nerd out when you talk about this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's like straight up like you are in it to win it. Like,
But keep in mind, guys, if you learn this information, when you go select a cigar that actually have that information,
oh yeah.
you know what you're taking. Well, you know
You know
what
you
gotta
know
get.
exactly what you're doing.
You know what you gotta get. You know like how much flavor, how much body is gotta be there. You know what is a primary driving flavor that's gotta be in there,
Yep.
right?
And kudos to the companies that actually label all of that. Take their time. And like before, to tell the truth, like in my beginning, even fucking late cigar journey. Like when I look at it, I was like, what the fuck, why did they put all this shit? I was like, now it hit different. Now all of that information hit different. Like before, what the fuck? Why you need to tell me all these things? Like, oh, this and that. But then now it's like, all right, now that you know, you just sit there like, I gotcha. I see what you're doing there. You
Right?
sneaky
You
little
read it as
bastard.
like Dominican Oro, and like, what is that?
It's like the nerd, like in the nerdy part of tobacco.
Yeah, it's like you sneaky little shit.
But when they put out that information for the people that nerd out, I actually have the knowledge. You don't have to use the knowledge, but it's there, right?
Yeah.
And when you see it, and you see like maybe there is Jalapa Paseco versus Jalapa Ligero. You know,
It's a whole
True
different
cigar.
animal.
you know
It's
which
a
one's gonna be
total-
sweeter.
Oh, it's a whole
Automatically.
different animal. If you
Right.
go like Jalapa Viso, Jalapa Seco versus Jalapa fucking Ligero, boy, you know the difference.
Yeah, there is a difference, and sometimes it helps you understand why the cigar costs a certain way, even though they can set the price to whatever they want, but you
Mhm.
kind of can justify it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know why?
Like country or tobacco don't matter.
Because like if people don't use a Ligero, it's got to be a lighter cigar.
It's gonna be super like it's gonna be air. It's gonna be
Right.
straight air.
And yeah, and this is why people don't list what's in
And like
fillers.
this is where the debunk of the wrapper carry a lot all those flavor. To me, if you don't use Ligero in your cigar, your tobacco, I don't care how good. It might be like a good wrapper, it might taste amazing.
Well, they can have Ligero wrapper. You could.
Well, no, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about what's that fucking what's that cigar that we smoked in Dominican, bro? That was Ligero all the way from fucking top to bottom. What's that fucking the one that I bought randomly?
Danejo?
No. What was that fucking cigar, dude?
The extra aged?
It was the fucking discontinued one.
Dunhill, right?
Dunhill, yeah, Dunhill.
Yeah, that's a extra anejo. Extra aged.
No.
It's called
they
extra
use a-
aged.
They use a Ligero wrapper.
Yeah, but then that cigar is called extra.
Yeah.
extra
But
aged.
extra age or whatever it is. Yeah, dude, that is
That is a strong one.
that
is
is
a punch
like
right
if
there.
y'all haven't tried Ligero wrapper, Ligero binder, Ligero filler, y'all missing out. Y'all missing out on that. Cause goddamn Dunhill did that.
only
Yeah,
this
that
big.
motherfucker. That motherfucker.
It's only
Dude.
this big. See, it's extra age.
Yeah. Dude, imagine that shit is not extra age.
Yeah, this thing.
For the size, that thing kick ass,
This
bro.
thing kicks you. This thing kicks you. We were like smoking it, and we were trying to figure out how we gotta make our cigar, and we smoked this, and then I go, "We want a cigar like this."
If y'all haven't tried that, I know it's probably hard to get your hand on, but how the fuck you have it?
Well, you give me one, and you kept one, and I never smoked this one.
Oh, you never smoked it?
Yeah,
Shit.
this is in memory to my trip because
Yeah,
it is pretty strong of a cigar too. Like it catches you. So
Oh, but if y'all haven't tried full Ligero cigar, right there, baby. The double Ligero from LD got nothing on there.
yeah. But here's the thing, right? When they say double Ligero, now you know that thing has got punch of flavor.
Yeah, it have flavor. Yes. When you see Ligero, go for it. You want flavor, go for it. That's the second most expensive part of a cigar.
And believe it or not, Ligero is not always strong in nicotine.
No.
When we
Not at
find
all.
out, like, wait, you can have Ligero and not crazy, I'm not gonna die. Oh shit, we didn't know that.
And we learn a lot.
Yeah.
But there is some Ligero that's very pungent.
Oh yeah, there are
and
some Ligero that will just
like
single
fucking
leaf will kick your ass.
Hulk strength you to the fucking moon.
Yeah. There are some Ligero that will kick you in the ass. One single leaf will kick you in the ass.
Strong as shit.
But if you like ever, here, guys, all you had to do is just go online and type like, tobacco leaf for sale. You'll see every single leaf that's out there will have those category.
Mhm.
And that is and you'll see the driving factor of those prices go up because it was Ligero.
The Ligero. The Ligero drive a lot.
And a lot of time when you gotta buy Ligero, you had to buy Seco or Visos.
Because they're like, yeah, you want a good shit, you gotta buy the trash.
Yeah, you wanna buy the good stuff, you better buy some bad stuff.
And
And
imagine
that-
trying to find the bad stuff with the same grade.
Yeah, and that's why it's so hard to source things or find tobacco and stuff like that, because I can imagine like what kind of category that they will want you to buy when you're like, I want to buy some Mirafell.
Yeah, good fucking luck.
They're like, first you gotta buy 10 bale of these Visos. I give you 1 bale of this Cameroon.
Yeah, it just yeah, it's a whole different animal when you talk about it again. Something just slipped my mind, but I had something to say, but it's not, I don't know when it's gonna come back, but whatever.
Yeah. When they come back, write it down. Anyway, today is 2 hours already, so this is where we end it. I know it's nerdy. I know it's but cigar is about knowledge, right? Because you already know everything about cigar. You know how to smoke it. You know how to, how to taste it. But what's next? How to select it. How to select it is what we gotta teach you. How to select a good cigar. And that, when we release the next cigar, you'll know why it's good.
Tony, how to select good tobacco, good cigar? That could be a fucking series in its own, man. On a podcast or something, bro. That could be like a whole nother. That would be actually on a podcast. I would say that would be very interesting to talk about the whole entire time.
Yeah, we can talk about it. We can talk about it. So, not that topic.
Or a video.
I'm
Just
not
a
making
fucking
video.
knowledgeable.
Yeah, you can do that. I'm not doing that.
Now that give me an idea. Give me an idea.
Yeah, I am not doing that. But you can try to do that. But it's a college course.
It really, it really is.
Yeah.
You know, because there's people that used to make videos about those before.
Yeah, a lot of people just focus on the cigar now. And
Yeah,
which we
now
did
a lot
too.
of people-
We focus on the cigar for a while.
Yeah.
For a long while. Ever since we started. But
Yep.
like if you focus on the tobacco, you are gonna appreciate the cigar more. Trust me on that.
Way more. Yeah.
You know, I
You know what?
why.
I told you, my change of direction is working somehow, Tony.
It might be, but like your change of personality isn't working. Your change of personality isn't working. Your change of direction kind of does. And I know people want to talk specific cigars. And what we can do is to talk about the tobacco in there. We're not going to talk about whether or not the brand, did whatever, but we can talk about why the tobacco tastes certain way. It's almost like, Cigar and Bende have their way of trying to figure out what the cigar is based on the tobacco, right? Based on what they're smoking. We're doing it the other way. We take a brand.
We take the brand. We fucking digest. We open it up.
Let's digest the information on tobacco.
Yes. You see, Tony. You see.
I don't
my
see
direction.
my
My
eyes
direction
like,
is.
I can't really see.
Stop seeing it. Well, you gotta open your eye with. Stop using like Sony HD, and you'll be fine.
Okay. So yeah, that will be it for today. I'll see you guys Saturday. Have a good night, guys.
Hey.